16 cooking teams have been battling it out to become Britain's best amateur cooks.
Wow!
They've been producing restaurant-standard three-course meals
Ta-da!
to impress their rival teams.
Wow.
I would have gone for more meat, less hair.
And our esteemed judges.
Can anyone smell burning?
Oh,
4 times Chef of the Year, 8 times winner of Best Restaurant plus 2 Michelin Stars, Michael Caines.
I've been working 22 years, 18 years at 2 Michelin Stars. Cooking to my standard is going to be tough.
And founder of leading cookery school and renowned writer, Prue Leith.
I don't want a perfectly good meal. I want an exceptional dinner.
But now the competition is heating up. For the first time, the best teams get to cook in kitchen headquarters.
Something burning?
No!
Under more pressure than they've ever felt before.
Step away from your benches.
To reach the next round.
You're eliminated tonight.
And one step closer to winning £10,000.
Out of the way, out of the way.
And the right to say, my kitchen rules. It's Friday, and time for the first ever regional cook-off, with 2 teams from Scotland at the stunning grounds of Stoneleigh Abbey in Warwickshire. It's Glasgow versus Edinburgh, as Glasgow gals Amy and Nicola and the geeks Steve and Hugh fight for survival.
You just kind of have to bring your A game and hope that you do it justice.
We've definitely got something to prove, I think.
Yeah, we've got to redeem ourselves a little bit here, I think.
Yeah.
Today's winners will join Team Fusion Friends, Rebecca and Nancy, who won the regional heat, in the next round.
Oh, Nick.
I feel like we've minced Big Bird from Sesame Street.
While for the losers, their My Kitchen Rules journey will be over.
You are out of the competition.
Earlier this week, there were 4 Scottish teams battling it out in the first round. But Hearty Hebrideans Paula and David sadly failed to impress,
It just looks a bit dull and dry.
leaving them bottom of the leaderboard and having to leave the competition. While Team Fusion Friends, Rebecca and Nancy, topped the leaderboard with 64 points and won immunity from today's cook-off.
It was a really original and delicious dish and a great fusion.
Leaving long-time colleagues and friends the geeks Hugh and Steve, who finished 3rd,
If you want to win My Kitchen Rules, you need to be sharper.
and well-travelled best friends the Glasgow gals, who came 2nd,
One of the nicest chocolate mousses I've ever eaten.
to cook off for their last chance to stay in My Kitchen Rules.
Teams, welcome to the regional cook-off. Today, 2 teams go head-to-head. One team will win and the other will be eliminated. The regional cook-off consists of 2 challenges. A 90-minute signature dish, which will allow you to showcase your culinary skills.
And a creative challenge using the finest regional produce. You must design a delicious starter and cook it from scratch in 45 minutes.
Now you're at kitchen headquarters, you'll be cooking under more pressure than you've ever experienced before. And you'll be judged by some of the finest chefs in the UK.
Teams, please welcome our guest chef, Jimmy Lee.
At his multi-award winning restaurant in Glasgow, head chef Jimmy Lee elevates classic Cantonese cooking to fine dining standards using Asian techniques fused with the very best of Scottish local produce.
I don't like the look of what's under that tartan.
Teams, today I've brought with me some hand-dyed scallops from Scotland. This is an ingredient which I use regularly in my restaurant. It's fresh, it's very delicate, and I want this to be the hero ingredient for your dish.
I've cooked with scallops maybe once or twice. I've eaten a few, but I've never prepared any. No.
With this ingredient here, you should use very compatible flavours which wouldn't overpower the scallop. So teams, get cooking and make it perfect.
Jimmy, Prue and I will be judging each dish from each challenge out of 10. The team with the lowest score will be eliminated.
Yeah, scallops.
Well, it's interesting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Good, yeah. A lot can go wrong, I guess, but As long as we show the ingredient to the best of its light, then hopefully we'll be okay.
So thank you, Jimmy. We'll see you at the tasting.
Cooking teams, your kitchens are ready. Please go to your stations and put on your aprons.
May the best team win.
This challenge will test the team's palates to the limit. They have to invent and cook from scratch a dish that brilliantly showcases the subtle flavours of Jimmy's hand-dyed scallops using a larder of Scottish ingredients in just 45 minutes.
Nervous?
Yeah, I'm petrified.
Okay.
Right, OK.
So we need to get our stock ready.
Yep.
We need to infuse it with our spices and our aromats.
Yep.
Get our lovely veg components done and then cook our scallops last off, yeah?
Let's go.
Let's do it. For this challenge, we'll be serving
An Oriental scallop broth.
I'll be honest with you, Hugh, this is something I've not done before. I feel like a pro, and that's the main thing. I'm more worried about stabbing my hand.
We're going to plate scallops and bacon.
With a pickled radish and cucumber salad.
Team Fusion friends Rebecca and Nansai won their regional heat with the highest score of the week, so have the privilege of watching the competition to observe their strengths and weaknesses.
I've done them once before.
The cook-off between Amy and Nicola and Hugh and Steve is going to be very close.
Scallops are naturally sweet, aren't they? And then obviously the bacon brings that nice kind of salty, savoury edge, so your key flavours in there.
OK, here we go.
Nicola, chicken stock going in to start bringing it up to the boil.
Yeah, a little nervous because this is our first shot at cooking in the studio, hey, Amy?
I know, it's all new and it's all happening very fast.
It is all happening very fast.
We're both way out of comfort zone. I don't think we've ever cooked anything like this before.
We haven't. We actually haven't.
Nicola, how are you getting on with the scallops? Are you getting through that muscle at the
I
top?
think it seems to be OK, yeah.
Cool.
It's huge. And normally in my family, it's the men that would do that because they're opening, but they're very clever in opening though.
They're doing well though, they're doing very well.
See, there's a great north-south divide with scallops. There's a friend of mine, right, and he was from Brighton, and he went to the chip shop by ours, ordered scallops, thinking, oh, they're really cheap. And scallops in the north is a potato fritter.
That looks like some decent-sized scallop. My goodness.
We've not been shortchanged.
Yeah, no, you've not been shortchanged.
So the plan is, I'm going to take the scallops, get rid of the roe, and that way we've only got the white meat and it should look great on the plate.
Unfamiliar territory, this.
Amy and Nicola are creating a bouquet garni to flavour their shop-bought chicken stock.
So we've got some kaffir lime leaves, we've got ginger, lemongrass, chilli and some mint as well.
And how are you going to be cooking your scallops?
We're going to pan fry them and then we're going to finish the dish and we're going to do some tempura shallots for a bit of crisp.
Having prepped their scallops, next for Hugh and Steve, pickled veg.
Just doing a bit of a cold pickle, just going to rest it in the fridge, and then just make sure the sugar's dissolved in there. We're going to get this pickle together using rice wine vinegar here to give it an extra bit of dimension and some ginger, and maybe a little nod to Jimmy and his Chinese cooking. And yeah, it's really got balanced, that sweetness and the sharpness exactly right.
Sounds good.
You know, I'm quite worried about these boys.
Really?
Yeah, Hugh's never had anything to do with scallops.
Are they still being experimental, you think, or have they calmed down a tad?
No, this doesn't sound very experimental to me.
Teams, 15 minutes have gone, 30 minutes are remaining.
Don't panic, Ouija's.
Do you think the girls have done scallops before?
They're quite into the restaurant food, so I think, yeah, they might have a slight edge there.
I expect good things from the boys. I think there'll be good competition for us. Damn them. I'm wondering if we should put the roe of the scallop into the broth to give it some additional flavour. What's your thought?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it will give us a little bit more fishier overtone.
Really good idea.
11 on the scallop scale.
11 on the scallop scale.
Crispy pork is where we fell down on the last one. So I'm going to chop it real fine, get the pancetta on heat, and it should be crispy and tasty.
Yeah, good stuff.
Teams, you've got 20 minutes left. Make them count.
It's always the times that you really need to hear, isn't it? Like you've actually used half of your time and you've done hardly anything.
I quite like that, but it needs something.
Need something?
Uh-huh.
How are you doing?
Well, we're trying to balance out our broth here.
Remember, there's lime to go in it as well at the end.
Smells wonderful.
It tastes pretty good, but I think it needs a bit of chilli for a bit of heat. OK, I will leave it another 5 minutes. We'll do another taste.
Vital to bring the dish together, the boys are making a mayo-based dressing for their salad.
With this dressing, we've got to balance out the garlic flavour that's getting a bit overpowering. Still some stuff not quite mixed in fully, but I think once it's on the leaves, it might not have that same problem.
Steve kind of stressed now, but you is still in
He's
control.
always under control. He's always maintain his calm.
15 minutes to go, and there is stuff everywhere.
Don't panic, Amy.
Them scallops are ready to kind of go on.
OK, that's cool. I'll start on the scallops.
I hope it doesn't burn the scallop.
Yeah.
This pan's a little bit too hot at the moment.
I don't smell anything good from that side of the kitchen.
12 minutes to go, and both the geeks with their bacon-seared scallop salad and the Glasgow gals with their oriental scallop broth still have work to do.
Slice
Still got
like
some.
that way. Yeah?
This way?
Yeah.
You've only got 10 more minutes. You really need to start thinking about how you plate your dishes.
It seems the geeks are already ahead on the plating up.
All I've done is I've run through the salad, the pickles. I've added a bit of pickle sauce, if you like, or juice.
Yeah.
And I'm about to add this bacon, and then we can start adding the scallops in the sauce, and then should be right.
Can't believe we're serving an Asian broth to
A really award-winning Asian chef.
I need to start cooking the scallops.
Yeah. How long have we got, Amy, do you know?
We've got 7 minutes.
Are you frying them in the pancetta fat?
Yeah, to kind of tie in the flavour a little bit and, it doesn't need so much seasoning then, hopefully.
Have you better put a bit of sugar in there or not?
No sugar in there. Is that a top tip, is it?
She's messing with your mind.
No, I think so. But if we just keep...
6 minutes, girls. 6 minutes.
I'm going.
This is your opportunity to stay in the competition, girls.
Right, next scallops are done.
Right.
Remember, every decision matters and every detail will matter.
Right, Nick, got to start putting that.
What we're looking for. Ladle.
I think it's going to be a little bit of a push here. We're going to have to be right up to the very last second.
Right, Nicola, we've got 5 minutes.
I know.
If we don't get this right, we're giving ourselves an awful lot to do.
Yep.
One of the bigger ones is not quite good to go. This wasn't the plan when we first started the challenge, was it?
2 minutes remaining, teams. We can only judge what you put on the plate.
This is going to be well close.
Nick, we're nearly there. It's just final few tweaks.
Oh, you're going for a bit of dressing on top?
Just a little.
A bit of lime zest?
Oh, we never put bloody lime in the thing.
30 seconds, team.
Just a little bit of separation.
Yeah, OK.
We're going to get it done in time, Nick. It's just the final few touches. If there's pesky lemon, it's set.
Make sure this is the dish that keeps you in the competition.
Time's up. Stop cooking.
I'm so glad you thought about putting that roll in. Brilliant idea.
I feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's, happy with that.
Both starters will now be tasted by the judges and multi-award-winning guest chef Jimmy Lee, who's tasting blind. He challenged the teams to go out of their comfort zone and invent a dish showcasing hand-dyed Scottish scallops in just 45 minutes. The teams will get their feedback and crucial scores at the end of their second cooking challenge.
So, welcome, Jimmy, to the tasting table. Shall we start with Team 1's first course? Scallops with bacon and pickled cucumber and radish salad.
I'm quite happy with what we sent out.
But how it all comes together is still a little bit in the lap of the gods.
We'll see.
First thoughts, the presentation's very nice. It's very simple. The scallop there is cooked, but it might be a little overdone. And for me, the coral or the roe, they discarded that, and I wouldn't have wanted them to actually leave something out from the scallop. However, the pickled veg brings a different sort of balance to the dish as well. So overall, quite a nice dish.
Yeah, it's an inviting dish. Presentation, simple but sharp. It's got good elements of texture in the lettuce itself and then the bacon, which is smoked, which is nice with the scallops. I think the only criticism I would say about this dish is the fact the scallops are slightly overcooked.
As to whether scallops are the hero, I think the bacon is probably the overriding flavour, but it's very good with the scallops. And one of the things I would commend them for is not over-vinegaring the pickle. I mean, the pickle is very mild, which it needs to be because scallop is not the strongest flavour in the world.
Absolutely.
I think it's absolutely wonderful and I want to gobble it up.
I think with the time involved here and having to pull something out the bag in that time limit, they have done this dish justice.
Well, let's try dish number 2, which is Oriental scallop broth.
Did we make scallop the hero and the star of the show?
I think your little part of putting the scallop roe in the soup, they'll be able to taste that flavours. I think it will enhance it.
Presentation is excellent, extremely pretty. It seems that these guys have got a great understanding of Asian cuisine. So overall, I'm really impressed with this dish.
I think it's a really, really good dish. I think the broth is very delicate and delicious, doesn't overpower the scallop, but it shows it off nicely. I usually object to things going on the plate that you're not going to eat or use. But in the case of chilli, I think it's quite a good idea to give people extra chilli.
I really like this dish. The presentation was clean and precise. I like the fact that they used all of the roe as well within the stock. The only one complaint I've got about the broth itself is that, for me, it's the tad light.
There's so many different elements going on in there, and I just really, really love this dish.
They now have one last chance to join heat winners Rebecca and Nancy in the next round of the competition by cooking their own signature dish.
Now it's time for you to cook your second dish.
This is your chance to show us your culinary skills and your signature dish.
Guys, I don't want this dish to be a one-dimensional dish. I want it to be 2, 3, even 4-dimensional. I want to smell it, taste it, be wowed by it. So guys, get cooking and do Scotland proud.
Teams, you have 90 minutes for your dish and your time starts now. Good luck.
Good luck. We need to get the signature dish on the go.
90 minutes to do it. This is unlike any time pressure we've done before.
We need to get on with it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
So we're serving Scottish summer lamb with lamb bonbons,
asparagus spears and broad beans, parmentier potatoes and
lamb jus. So Nicola, as you know, lamb's one of my favourite meats. We kind of developed this recipe ourselves, didn't we, this dish?
Yeah, this is the result of our troubled minds in the kitchen.
Yep, that's it. You're making the veggies for the
Yeah, I'm doing the veggies for the stock.
Cool. I'm going to start getting the stuff to marinate the lamb in because I think the longer it marinates, the better.
I'm a little bit worried about this dish, Hugh.
It's a lot of components.
Yeah, that's the thing.
A lot of spices, a lot of tasting. So we're doing curried lamb chops, the spinach pancakes, brinjal bhaji, and lemon rice today. It's kind of like a favourite of mine from a restaurant that I went to and then tried to adapt it and took it home and have added and copied a little bit and adjusted it over the years, so.
This is our chance. Can we make or break for the competition?
No, exactly, that's it. It's a big one.
That's the rice.
Well, you want the rice at the lowest possible heat, mate. So we've got an hour and a half, so it's going to absorb the water over time.
Both teams have decided to cook lamb. But while the Glasgow Gals' seared lamb rack dish is traditional, the geeks are going back to their experimental ways with their own take on a curry containing 43 separate ingredients.
43 ingredients.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I counted it.
That's it.
So I'm toasting together 2 types of mustard seeds, some celery seeds and some sesame seeds, and then I'll give them a coarse grind before keeping them aside for the aubergine later on.
Obviously, our pressure cooker is the thing we're most nervous about because, you know, we haven't used one a lot, but with this time pressure, we need to make sure we get our lamb really tender, so it's really the only way that we can do it.
Agreed.
We've got lots of technical elements to do today. We've got 17 things on the go at any given point in time. So I'll be looking to you for some help with my planning because, well, you know, I'm not the best planner.
The girls are cooking with 2 types of lamb. First, they prepare the shoulder for their bonbons.
The quirk in our dish is our lamb bonbons, so they're actually quite Indian-inspired, aren't they? Almost to take on a pakora.
Amy, I'm just going to start to brown this meat.
Yep, get lots of colour on it, get that flavour into the pot. So 8 minutes in and we've got something cooking. That is a good thing.
The girls are a very competitive team.
That's what we like, though.
Yeah.
Gives you a bit of a spur on.
Yeah, it's pushed us, don't you think?
Yeah. We've basically been pitted against each other because, you know, we're quite close in scoring. You know, that means, you know, fairly close in ability. It's a fight, you know?
Well, I'm sure they would say different.
There's some pretty hefty, earthy flavours in lamb chops, so we've got to be a little careful how we marinate them. We've got asafoetida in there, which is pretty powerful. We've got some chilli, we've got some garlic powder, we've got a bit of fenugreek. It's colour and flavour, and it's a powerful flavour, so you don't want to be messing around with it too much, to be honest with you.
They have got huge flavours there. They've got garlic and ginger and peppers. I mean, there's nothing there that isn't shouting to be heard.
Need a bouquet garni for this, no?
We'll just chuck them in. It should be all right.
Happy with this to go in here now?
Yep, go for it, Nick. Trust you.
Ooh. Yay.
Something burning?
No! Nothing to see here. Right, ready?
Right.
Happy?
It's boiling.
Boiling. Down?
Yep, that's it.
OK, so now we turn it down?
No, we need to keep it hot until it starts going and then we turn it down.
OK.
The 2 teams have an hour and 10 minutes to secure their place in the competition and join regional heat winners Rebecca and Nansai.
Amy and Nicola are faster, and they're also using the equipment.
But the girls there are so smart doing the pressure cooker.
What are you doing then?
Secret.
It's not allowed to be a secret. I need to know.
All right. This is the batter for our pancakes.
Is that the same as the rub you put on the lamb? Slightly different?
About 3 main masalas, in total 1 marinade, 1 for the curry sauce and 1 for the pancakes as well.
I think last time everyone wanted spice at the pop-up.
Yeah.
So we've taken that on board and...
So we're going to get spice.
You're going to get more than enough.
Until we wish we'd never said a thing.
Well...
There's nothing timid about you, is there?
Yeah. Not quite sure how to take that one.
Right, girls.
Hello.
What are you making?
So we're doing a lamb rack.
Yes.
Marinated in some lovely
Which is over
herbs.
here. OK, so great. So use the fresh herbs here.
Yep, yep.
Lovely.
So
nice.
we want to leave that for as long as possible just to get the flavours in there.
And you're going to roast it whole. That's good.
Yeah.
And I noticed Parmentier potatoes.
Glasgow Gals and Parmentier potatoes have previous.
Well, girls, I think you've missed opportunities here. It lacks flavour. Parmentier potatoes could have been a lot more exciting. You know, once bitten, not too shy for...
Well,
you got to learn your lessons, eh?
Yeah.
Improve.
So fingers crossed they're a lot better than last time.
Teams, 60 minutes remaining. Guys, have you resisted playing with this dish? I mean, you know, because you're not renowned for your discipline. Steve, is he behaving himself?
Well, to be fair, it might be me that's...
Oh, is it? Oh, right. You're going slightly off-piste.
I've gone rogue.
Here we are. We're in business. So our Parmentiers, we're going to get a lot more flavour into them, a lot more caramelisation, get that parsley into the butter.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy, I want to dive into these potatoes and show Michael that we were listening.
Yep.
All the potatoes are done.
Oh, it's a cool handle, that, eh? Can I get one of those ovens?
This is basically the curry sauce. When it ends up on the dish, we're going to dress the chops in with it.
Yep.
So you've still got the texture of the core sort of blended vegetables and things, and the sauce should fall together. That's the plan. It's getting there. We'll start adding some spices now. How are you doing with that?
All right, just going to put the aubergine straight in the water so it doesn't discolour. Almost lost a finger. Okay. Yeah, small nick. Nothing I can't live with.
You slice yourself there?
Yeah.
Medic!
Stand down.
Medic was that?
Yeah.
Oh no! How could you do
yeah.
it with 4 fingers?
Is it blue plaster time?
Oh, it is. Blue plaster time.
Oh, you're right though. Seriously. I'm just about to seal the lamb off.
To get a nice brown on it.
I know. Couple of minutes and then whack it in the oven. Certainly caramelising quickly. Hello. Hi.
Nice to drop by.
Gosh, that smells good, doesn't it?
Timing.
Right, Nick, I'm chucking it in the oven.
Good.
Yeah, 180. Ta-da! Right, lamb's in the oven. Timer.
45 minutes remaining.
You're halfway through your time, but I don't think you're halfway through the tasks you've got to do.
It's the first time I've bombs hit it.
They're quite messy, aren't they?
They're very messy, and they're making jokes all the time because they're that kind of guy.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're trying to win a competition, you have to stop joking and get cooking.
This is chaos.
There's nothing to be proud of.
So we flick it that way and let all the air out. Woohoo! And then just leave it for a while, and then once it stops hissing, we'll take the
Take
lid
it off
off.
the heat.
Oh, now that looks a wee bit lush. Oh, and it feels quite soft.
Just gonna start work on these pancakes.
Maybe a little more careful in the shape of them, just a bit more round.
So yeah, we've practiced this dish.
Yeah.
We've got each element the best it can be.
Yeah, well, you think so?
That lamb should have been way out and resting by now.
No, we're fine.
So 10 minutes for the chops, we think, and then 5 minutes in the oven, then start plating.
Yeah.
Just be careful with that heat. Even though we're going to rest them, you still want to make sure they're going to cook and rest.
Thank God we are not actually cooking today because it's quite stressful.
30 minutes to go. Somebody will be going home after this competition.
You don't say.
Yeah, we've got the pan on too hot and the chops are going to struggle to cook through without burning the outside, so we've got to put them in an oven now.
Yeah.
So Nick, I'm going to take the lamb out.
Yeah.
So it can start resting. Yeah, it's looking good.
It does look good.
Realistically, I don't know what the internal temperature should be. So Nick, I'm a bit concerned that this is really still quite raw. It says it's at 44.7 degrees. We've still got to rest it, so do you think it's still going to keep cooking enough?
No idea.
20 minutes to go, everyone.
Right, so now we just need to hustle.
Right, 20
Get
minutes
these
to go.
bonbons in the fryer. That size. Smaller.
Quite small, yeah.
What's the small pan for?
Rice,
You probably just do it in the pan it's already in.
as it is there.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Put a bit of cashews and turmeric and curry leaves. Just a bit of ghee, bit of this, bit of that.
Ghee. That is some yellow rice, that, you. Yeah.
Rice has gotten a bit sticky and dried out.
Crikey, I'd say.
Yeah.
Plump.
I'm not sure stirring it is helping.
No.
I'm curious to see how it comes out.
15 minutes to go. Start thinking about what you're going to put on those plates.
Nick, we've got 15 minutes to go. You happy for me to carve this lamb?
Yes, check, go.
Oh, Nick. This lamb is too raw. We're going to have to put it back in the oven.
Well, let's see what the rice tastes like. With a bit of seasoning and a lemon,
Yeah.
I think it'll taste okay.
I think it could do something to freshen it. Some mint or something.
5 minutes to go. Keep your head in the game.
You need the ingredients over there?
Yeah, please.
Still really pink, Nick, but we're just going to have to run with it.
Do you reckon we go with the rice then?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
This rice is a bit like custardy rice pudding.
Don't lose the lamb now.
2 minutes to go, teams.
It's looking a bit better, but it's not ideal.
As good as it'll get for us today.
1 minute to go. Make sure you put everything you want judged on that plate.
See, it looks pretty good. There's just elements of it.
Little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It's not quite as pretty as we would have liked.
I wish I can try their dishes.
Well, but we're not the judges, unfortunately. We can taste it.
Just a wish, just a wish.
Clean the plates, clean the plates, clean the plates!
I feel like we've minced Big Bird from Sesame Street.
Time's up. Stop cooking.
Step away from your cooking stations. Well done.
And may the best team win.
That's it, dude. Got through it in the end.
Coming up. As with the starter, the judges and guest chef Jimmy Lee, who is tasting blind, will critique the two teams' signature dishes. For them to impress, not only must they display great cookery skills, but also culinary progression from the starter.
Our teams have completed their second challenge. Team 2's signature dish is a rack of lamb with a lamb bonbon, asparagus and boiled beans with parmentier potatoes and a lamb jus.
Not as overly confident as what I was at the start of the 90 minutes. I hope the flavour's there, that's the main thing.
Jimmy, what do you make of that signature dish?
I think they've presented it very well. It's very engaging. It's got the elements that they wanted in the dish. I'm glad that they've tried to up their game and make it really chefy. The lamb itself, it's seared well. It's nicely pink in the middle as well. Delicious when you eat it. If I had one comment about the jus, I would expect it to be a bit more thicker.
The jus is too thin. It's a little bit greasy on the top, but it has the most wonderful flavour. It's lamb and mint in that classic English way. And the mint is very strong and beautiful, and it does pull the whole thing together. I like the parmentier potatoes, but I mean, I like potatoes and I like butter. And if you put the two together, it's pretty good.
I think the lamb, which can be difficult to cook and often undercooked, has been cooked to perfection. The parmentier potatoes, I think the problem here is that they add the herbs too early, and by the time they finish cooking the potatoes out, all of that sort of lovely volatile oils have sort of been heated out. But I do think they're a good attempt. They're certainly a better attempt on the one they did the first time, and there's more of them. Jimmy, how do you see this dish progressing from their starter?
This dish, I feel as if it's on a par with the Asian broth. I think it's an accomplished piece of cooking. So I'd be really happy with this dish if I was Team 2.
Well, now we have Team 1's signature dish. Curried lamb chops, spinach pancakes, brinjal bhaji, and lemon rice.
That was hard. That rice, though.
Yeah, that rice.
There's lots of different elements going on in this dish. Rice here is meant to be fluffy, but I don't think it's as fluffy as it should have been. It's actually quite mushy and quite hard. I didn't feel that the lemon was coming out through the rice at all. And also the brinjal bhaji here, I felt as if it was lacking in flavour a bit. However, in saying that, I actually like the lamb chops in this dish.
There are some amazing flavours in this dish, that there is no doubt. But there's also some technical flaws here. The rice, as you say, is a good example. The curry sauce is delicious, I enjoyed that. As with the spinach pancakes, I thought they were good. It's just a bit experimental.
You know what this is? This is a very nice family supper, but this would never do in a restaurant. The rice is a disgrace. The brinjal bhaji, I think it could be delicious if it had a bit more seasoning. As for it being served in a bowl, I mean, that's taking the bowl fashion to ridiculous lengths. I think this is a step backwards. It's an unfortunate step because I absolutely loved their first course.
I think they've tried to overcomplicate the dish. They should have kept it more simple. It's just unfortunate they didn't execute the rice as well as they could have.
The judges have tasted all 4 dishes. Now it's time for the teams to get their feedback and the all-important scores.
There's going to be criticism, that much we know. It's just how the positives kind of balance out against it.
This is the most nerve-wracking moment we've had so far.
I don't know whether to be crying or laughing. Oh, it's excruciating.
Each judge will give the team their comments. They will then score each dish out of 10, meaning a maximum of 60 points is possible.
Hugh and Steve, you were team number 1, and you gave us scallops and bacon with a salad of pickled radish and cucumber, followed by curried lamb chops, brinjal bhaji, lemon rice and spinach pancakes.
Guys, I really loved your starter. It was full of flavour. However, I did find that the scallop was slightly overcooked. But overall, I did enjoy that starter.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah, can we just stop here, please?
Yeah,
that'd be good.
I'm not listening to the others.
The smoked bacon with a bit of surf and turf was a perfect balance, and I thought it was a great way to demonstrate your skills and also to make that scallop the hero of that dish.
I loved your first course. I thought it was absolutely delicious, the right balance of bacon and scallop. The salad was sharp, but not over sharp. Really liked that. However, I thought your signature dish was a real disappointment. The best bits were the central bits. The curried lamb chops and their sauce were simply delicious. But after that, it was downhill all the way. The pancakes were under-seasoned, a bit too stodgy. The rice was really overcooked into a kind of porridge that was just like a big leaden lump. No seasoning, no lemon that I could taste. Such a disappointment.
We hadn't been battered by Prue before, so that came out of the blue a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very adventurous attempt at the Indian style of cooking. I loved the lamb chops. They were very tender. The curry was very flavoursome. However, I felt that the rice was a bit stodgy.
The main course for me, it demonstrated skill, but there was far too much going on, and at times you were just lost in all of those flavours.
The pressure of my kitchen rules got to us a little bit, but yeah, we know we've done that dish better. Just a shame you've had to witness some horrible rice there.
Amy and Nicola, you were team 2. For your starter, you cooked Oriental scallop broth, and for your signature dish, a rack of lamb with lamb bonbons, asparagus and broad beans, potatoes parmentier, and a lamb jus.
I really liked the starter. The hero ingredient was, of course, the hand-dyed scallop, which was cooked to perfection. The broth itself was very flavoursome. It was a nice balance of the sourness, the lemongrass coming through, and even the roe coming through as well. So I was really pleased with that dish.
I can't believe you liked our broth, and
amazed.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved that broth. I thought it was beautifully done. I thought it was very imaginative and brave to have done it. And in 45 minutes, you achieved a lot. It really was a little triumph.
Your starter was beautifully presented, and a very, very good tip to use the scallop roes in the stock too, just to accentuate some of that delicate flavour of the scallop. So I love the way you put that hero ingredient right at the centre of your first dish.
So we're really pleased with the starter, but not as confident with our signature dish.
It was very nicely presented, very chefy. The lamb chops were done very pink, but it was very succulent and tender. However, I did feel that the jus was slightly watery. It wasn't thick enough to actually bring the whole dish together. But overall, I did enjoy that dish.
Your signature dish, I thought, was beautifully presented. It was very consistent. We all had the same amount of beautiful parmentier potatoes. The jus was a little bit greasy, which you'd thickened it with even a teaspoon of corn flour. You would have incorporated the little bit of lamb fat on the top, and it would have made it richer. You should be very proud. It was a really good dish.
Your signature dish followed on, showing that you had confidence, and also you'd grown with this competition, which is what I want to see. The lamb was cooked to perfection, and I thought the parmentier potatoes were better than last time. Overall, those two dishes, for me, are exactly what I'm looking for in my kitchen rules.
We've given up so much to be here, and we've worked really hard at it, and you know, we're in it to win it, and we don't want to go home.
The judges will now give scores out of 10, starting with Hugh and Steve.
Guys, for your starter, I'll give you a 7. And guys, for your signature dish, I give you a 7.
For your starter, I'm going to give you a 6. For your signature dish, 5.
Hugh and Steve, for your starter, I'm going to give you 8. For your signature dish, 6.
That gives you a grand total of 39 from a possible 60. So well done.
Now it's time to score Amy and Nicola.
For your starter, I'm giving you an 8. For your signature dish, an 8 also.
For your starter, I'm giving you an 8. For your signature dish, I'm giving you an 8.
Amy and Nicola, for your starter, I'm going to score you 7.
Thank you.
And for your signature dish, a 6. That gives you a grand score of 45 from a possible 60. Congratulations, you are through to the next round.
We won! I can't believe it! I know! We won!
So Amy and Nicola win the regional cook-off, beating Hugh and Steve by a clear 6 points.
Hugh and Steve, I'm sorry to say that means you are out of the competition.
I'm pretty proud of the dishes we served.
Yeah, you've got to hang on to the positives, and we've done ourselves proud.
Yeah, definitely.
Areas, yeah.
You've been great fun to have around. We've absolutely loved you and we'll really miss you.
You brought a lot of creativity and, of course, a lot of adventure in your cooking. But I think today you kind of just went too many steps too far. But nevertheless, you've done a great job and you've continued to make Scotland very proud.
Well, now we're cheering on Team Scotland, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Amy and Nicola will join Rebecca and Nancy and the other regional finalists in the next round of My Kitchen Rules UK.
Big challenge, big one.
Yes, but we're up to it.
We said we'll either go hard or go home. We went hard, we're not going home. Yes! Good job!
Next time, emotions run high.
Got too much going on, I've got not enough space and it's just stressing me out.
As the Northern Heats get underway.
Whip it.
Starting with Mum and Son team, Simon and Linda.
I'm gonna cry in a bit.